Laser sights enhance and maintain your accuracy in a time of crisis, preventing tunnel vision and allowing quick target acquisition in awkward shooting positions. Crimson Trace, making laser sight standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, now available on iTunes and other podcast clients, and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android. Feel free to call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN or 866-825-5486, or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, once again, here's Tom.
All righty, we're back with you. Tom Gresham here, live in Las Vegas, Nevada at the SHOT Show, the big shooting, hunting, and outdoor trade show. About 60,000 of our closest friends have gotten together here. Michelle Cerino sitting in with me today, co-hosting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Fun, huh?
It is.
It is having fun. All right, and we are taking your calls and comments and questions. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Just dial Tom Talk Gun. Always can get you in here. We have an event going on actually across town. SIG's having a demo day, so showing some of their stuff. Of course, they have rifles and pistols and silencers and optics and ammo. I mean, they've just earned everything now. It's pretty impressive. And you guys went out to the academy, didn't you?
We did. It was a great place, and their little shop in there, their little store.
That'll cost you money.
But it's nice.
It's beautiful.
It's set up
so
nice.
It's kind of like an Apple store. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very, very professionally done.
Yeah, okay. Well, and we have a report from out there right now. Ryan Gresham is out there at the SIG event. I think he's rounded up somebody for us. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, guys. Ryan here, and I actually have wrestled Adam Painchaud from the SIG Academy here, so thought he could fill us in on what's new at the SIG Academy and what's new with SIG.
Sounds
hey guys,
great. Put Adam on.
Yeah, hey, Adam, coming to you live here from the 2017 SIG Sauer Range Day out here in the mountains and deserts of Vegas. Got about 55 Academy instructors out here, a whole lot of guns, ammo, and targets, and just going hot right now, having a blast.
That's right. It's just about straight up time. It's time for you guys to start flinging some rounds down range, isn't it?
Yeah, we just went hot about 5 minutes ago, so first rounds are down range, and got a pretty good day today going on, and then a real heavy day on the range tomorrow. Then we're off to the show floor.
So
I was talking with Adam about SIG Academy and how many classes you guys are doing. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, boy. I've been out there for about 11 years, and every year, we just seem to be doing more and more. Right now, I mean, like I'd say a slow day at the Academy is about 6 classes, but really 6 to 12 classes a day, 7 days a week. We're closed about 5 days out of the year. That's what we're running, and these are actual classes happening, all over the place, primarily at our location in our academy up there in New Hampshire, but all over the country. So people can take classes not in New Hampshire then? Yeah, we, out of the, out of all the classes, the 6 to 12 classes I said we're doing a day, I'd say about 2/3 of those classes are at our physical location, our academy up there in New Hampshire, and then the rest are on the road. So some of those are contract classes specifically towards military or law enforcement groups that we work with, but then we do a lot of open enrollment classes on the road. So, range facilities throughout the country host us in. We fly a couple instructors out there, and we get to it. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, we got you just fine, Ryan. A great report from Adam. One of the questions I was going to ask him is just talk for a second about who can take classes at the SIG Academy. How much training do you have to have before you get there?
Sure. We have a lot of open enrollment classes that are really geared towards the responsible citizen. So, those type of courses. And anything from, the basic level, learning how to shoot, intermediate, advanced instructor development classes, and then a lot of specialty classes really geared towards the enthusiast, the everyday citizen, the concealed carry guy, home defense, that kind of fit all those categories that really anybody who can legally own a gun could take. So we have a lot of classes like that. Of course, we have a lot of restricted classes for our professional crew, but the majority of our classes you'll see posted are for the everyday guy.
And, of course, one of the real problems you have there, Adam, is you have that pro shop, and that just makes money fly out of my pocket, man.
Yeah, we're very fortunate at the Sig Sauer Academy in Epping, New Hampshire. We actually are that's where the factory store, the only factory store for Sig Sauer, is at our academy location. So that's pretty cool having that right on the property. It's kind of a attraction in itself.
I was going to say, that's worth the trip right there.
It is. It's cool. My office is actually inside that building. So, a lot of people come up and they're taking selfies in front of the factory store. And, it's kind of a destination location itself. So very cool.
Now, we're always pushing training on Gun Talk Radio. And you guys see so many people come through. And we always say that when people take training, there's a lot of, we call it in-taught. I never thought of that. A lot of people say, I never thought of that, or they thought they knew, but they didn't know once they get there. What is the most common thing that people learn or discover once they take a real class from instructors like you guys?
Sure. If we talk specifically like the marksmanship side of the house, I think something that we're known for, even with instructor development, when we do train the trainer type of programs, I think it's definitely noticed there. But we keep stuff pretty real and oversimplify things. I think I always say back when I learned how to shoot as a young military guy. Here's the 8 steps you got to do to be accurate with a handgun or a rifle. I got to do all these things, or I'm not going to be successful. And we really, really whittle it down to the bare minimum you need to do. And we're not just talking to hear ourselves think out there on the range. It's just very, very simple task to get the job done. Whether we're teaching a beginner who's never picked up a firearm in their life, or somebody who's been teaching and running guns their entire life. Once we start talking about those concepts and how we teach just the simple act of hitting a target with a firearm, just that process, it's kind of eye-opening to folks who've been doing it for a long time. It's just how simple it really is. I think we've blown a lot of smoke over the years.
And there's probably a lot of learning that takes place that has nothing to do with shooting, I imagine.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Obviously we've got classes that are geared around, learning how to shoot, but a pretty heavy amount of the classes we do are tactics classes. Of course, there's live fire in there, but we're really teaching, how to survive a deadly force encounter if you're ever in that unfortunate circumstance, whether it's a professional or a everyday citizen out there. It's the tactics. Shooting, the act of shooting is actually fairly easy when we think about it, but learning how to survive, that requires a little bit of work. So we're real proud of our courses that focus on the tactics of, concealed carry or defense around a vehicle or defense at the home, or just, having that right mindset. And then, of course, all the ethical factors that we got to take into consideration there. So
there's a lot to think about.
There certainly is. And, we really focus on the whole shooter, if you will, rather than just the act of shooting the gun.
Hey,
okay,
Ryan.
Guys, this is what's going on out here. Anything else?
No, that's great. Thank you so much. And be sure to thank Adam for us. We always love having him. Michelle's sitting over here. Of course, Michelle and Chris went to the SIG Academy this year. You guys had a ball over there.
It was awesome. Yeah, David Hinkle was our instructor.
World class.
Yeah.
I'm not awesome. Dave's out here with us in Vegas right now at the 500-yard range, running and gunning. So looking forward to having you guys back at the SIG Academy in Hampshire.
That'd be awesome. I'd love it.
All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. And Ryan, we'll check back in with you shortly and find us somebody else. Round up somebody. We got Ryan out at the range at the SIG demo day. You never know who he's going to run into out there. And right now, we take your calls and comments and questions. Give us a call, 866-TALK-GUN. That's 866-825-5486. We'll be right back.
You know and trust Springfield Armory. Now that trusted gunmaker has an AR-15 rifle with all the features you want. The Saint features a mid-length gas system, a heavy tungsten buffer, and a 16-inch chrome Molly barrel with a 1-in-8 twist rate. Plus, the Saint has Bravo Company's Key Mod handguard. The next generation of America's personal defense rifle. See video of the Saint in action at springfield-armory.com. That's springfield-armory.com.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the VADA Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more.
Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. shopguntalk.com.
Slim, concealable, and now in .45 auto. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield pistol gives you all-day comfort and confidence. Its reliable performance and easy operation make the lightweight, striker-fired M&P 45 Shield pistol the perfect choice for personal protection. Power and performance you need from the brand you trust. The M&P 45 Shield pistol from Smith & Wesson. Go to smith-wesson.com. That's smith-wesson.com.
One of the things I have to tell you about is that we're doing a Gun Dealio giveaway. And this is a pretty cool prize. The folks from Springfield Armory and Crimson Trace are working with us. We're giving away a Springfield Armory XDS 3.3. Michelle, I know you are a fan. Like the XDS, right?
Love it.
Okay. The Crimson Trace Laser Guard Pro green laser. And we were just talking about green lasers and love them. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Really. Let's see. A $200 gift certificate to Freedom Munitions to buy ammo. $100 gift certificate to Crossbreed Holsters for a complete carry rig. And there's only one way that you can enter this. You have to have Gun Dealio, our app, on your phone, your smartphone. And then we send out codes every few days to all the phones who have Gun Dealio loaded, but you also have to have notifications and locations enabled, otherwise you don't get the notifications.
So do you win all of those, or each one is a different prize?
Actually, every person who has Gun Dealio gets all of that. No, it does not. Right.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, what? No. I think you get all of it.
So it's a prize package.
It's a prize package.
Oh,
Yes, it says one grand prize winner will receive. Yes. Somebody's going to get all of that stuff.
Wow.
Ooh, that's nice. I mean, that's
friends
really
and
nice.
Friends and family of Tom Gresham probably aren't allowed to.
No, I'm not allowed. You might be allowed. You go by that other name sometimes, don't you?
Yes. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Oh,
that way you
right.
won't know.
The Princess Gunslinger.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, I can win with that one. I thought you meant my other fake name.
That's right. Your other, the one you have all the passports for.
Yeah,
it's like Jason Bourne or something, you know.
The one you sign up for contests with.
Yes, that's right. Everybody has to have their other email addresses that aren't really really there. Okay. Okay. Tell you what. Let me run back up because we had some calls in here. So we can find them. Walter, line 2, out of California, Hanford, California. Hey, Walter, you're on Gun Talk.
Well, thank you, Tom. Hope you're having a great time there.
And we're having so much fun.
My call today is a range report and product review of the Exile Machine Hammerhead versus the Thordson grip and stock.
Okay.
And I've got them both of my guns. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is that? What are we talking about? What is the Hammerhead?
The Hammerhead is a piece of plastic that's molded to fit as essentially a horizontal grip, rather than having the angle the way the Thordson does. And it's rather large, but it's not so large that a person with the average grip can't use it. You do have to adapt to it a little bit, so that means you're going to have to take your rifle out and practice. But at a price of just about $30, it's a rather quick solution to the problems with the California laws that they passed. I'm
trying to catch up here. I'm sorry, Walter. This is something that goes on an AR. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, it's on the AR. It replaces the pistol grip that the California legislature, passed the stupid laws on. But it's a inexpensive and easy solution to that part of it for under $30, and it makes it just about compliant as long as you put a fixed stock on it. It doesn't have a stock actually attached to it.
Products designed to deal with stupid laws.
Pretty much, and of course, then you got to blame the public for putting them in office too.
There is that.
Yeah, and my other rifle, I put the Thorson on, and it's excellent. The grip is essentially a rifle grip, and I was comparing it to my Mini 14, and they're essentially, as far as the angle, identical.
Huh.
The length on the Thorson is equal to standard AR-15 collapsible stock at full length.
Okay, very cool. Look, I appreciate the range report. We always love getting those. Thank you, sir. And I do want to go to this call, though. Line 1, Robert's with out of Wasilla, Alaska. Robert, you're on Gun Talk.
Yes, sir. Well, I kind of have a hard time now supporting the NRA when they won't stand up and say, hey, how many guns in these crimes are committed with stolen firearms, and why are not the states turning these people over for federal firearms theft? And why isn't this government doing anything?
All right, let me ask you a question. What makes you think the NRA is not pushing for the enforcement of existing laws?
Well, I mean, we're not getting anything done. I've had 3 firearms in 3 different occasions stolen from me. One was here recently. I had them stored at a friend's house because he had a gun safe. They broke in saying they were the state troopers in the middle of the night, so we didn't answer the door with a gun. And they busted in, stole the firearms, stole 2 of his, 2 of mine.
All right, wait, Robert. What's this have to do with the NRA?
Well, nobody's. The states are allowed to not charge these people with. I've had 3 firearms in 3 separate occasions stolen, and not once has anybody gone up for federal firearms charges.
Okay, and that has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with the NRA. For the last 30 years, for 3 decades that I know of, personally, the NRA, like with almost every other breath, says, enforce the existing laws. We don't need any new laws. This is like their mantra that they go through. Enforce the existing laws. We have laws to deal with this. Now, the NRA, to the best of my knowledge, is not able to get the U.S. attorney to do anything. That's up to the U.S. attorney. It's up to the local district attorney. It's up to the local people who elect the district attorneys and should say, this is a priority for me. But I just got to tell you, man, I think you're way off base. I'm sorry that you've had guns stolen, but there's no role for the NRA in your feelings on this. None whatsoever.
The states aren't going by the laws. So therefore, everybody knows that's what's going on. It's not the gun
agree
people
completely.
Or anything else. It's the
if
states
they're not
not
going to
doing
enforce
the laws.
Look, here's the deal. If they're not going to enforce the laws, then the criminals will ignore the laws. We all agree on that. But the NRA for decades has been saying enforce the laws. We have laws out there about stealing guns, about misuse of guns, about everything else. I just think that I can't even tell you, you're so completely off base in putting this on the NRA, it's beyond the pale. Look, I appreciate the call, and I appreciate the fact that you are upset that you had guns stolen, but there's nothing in the NRA about this, Michelle.
I mean, you need to call it has to do with your government and your your people up there.
You got to get the DA there if they're, and to the point of, yes, it's illegal to steal guns, clearly. It's illegal to steal everything. But beyond that, the thing that bugs me is that we can't get either the city, state, or the federal government, in the case of the district attorney, the U.S. attorney, to prosecute felons in possession of a gun. Because if we wanted to, if you said, okay, this is a priority, we'll get the U.S. Justice Department on this, and they would simply tell every U.S. attorney's office, anytime you find the felon in possession of a gun, instead of making that a state crime, we're going to prosecute it in federal court, and we can send them away, really, really send them away. And when word gets out that, look, you're going to go to Club Fed on this, that has an impact.
That could put a little damper on it.
But you can't get a U.S. attorney to take one of these cases anywhere. Maybe under Trump administration, maybe that will work. Well, we'll see. Let's see here. I know what I want to do. Sean, line 4 is in Minnesota. Hey, Sean, question about shooting an AR?
Yeah, my wife bought me a Springfield Saint for Christmas. And I'm just curious. I can shoot the 5.56 and the 3.32s in there, or I'm sorry, the 2.23s in there. Is there one better than the other if I'm just using it for basically range shooting?
Yes, whichever one shoots better.
I was going to say whatever costs less.
Well, yeah, that's the other one. Whichever one costs less. If you're just shooting at the range, and I think you may have hit on it, Michelle. It's buy the cheapest ammo.
Yeah,
mean, if you're just trying to send stuff down range, but I wouldn't go buy 10,000 rounds of it until I find out that it actually works.
Oh yeah, because definitely you need to try different ones.
Yeah, because some may be accurate, some may be not. Now, here's the other thing. Let me ask you, Sean, because when Michelle and I think about shooting at the range, we'll probably talk about shooting anywhere from 3 yards to 50 or maybe 100 yards with an AR, generally speaking.
Right.
If you're talking about long range, now you need a different level of accuracy performance. So how are you shooting, Sean? What are you doing?
Well, like I said, I just got it for Christmas, and I haven't put a scope or nothing on it yet, but I want to put a scope on it, and the range that I shoot at has a 300-yard, range shooting, and so I want to be able to, go out there and shoot at 300 yards, and
Sure.
If I'm out at my buddy's place and we're out shooting, in his backyard, just because we love pulling the trigger,
Who doesn't? Yeah.
We might be shooting at 50 yards. So is there a difference in them two rounds for different ranges?
Sure. All right. There's really no difference for your question between 2.23 and 5.56. What you're really talking about is just something that shoots and goes bang and goes where you generally want it to for cheap, right, Michelle? Versus let's get some accuracy ammo if we're going to be shooting out at 300 yards. You may want to look at having two different kinds of ammo. But the good news on this, Sean, is that means you get to buy different kinds of ammo and go out and test them and see which one works best in your rifle. So,
well, and even with competition, we have certain stuff for we switch it out depending on what you're doing.
True.
So.
Yeah, you use different ammo for up close and for long range.
Because you don't want to spend money. I don't know how much it costs, and I try not to ask.
Yeah, because anything is pretty much good enough if you're shooting at 5 yards.
Right.
When you start going out to 300 to 600 yards, then you need some accurate ammo, and that's where two different kinds of ammo. And that's the good news because you get to tinker and buy stuff.
Exactly.
I like your answer. I don't want to know how much it costs, so I'm just going to get it.
Yeah.
All right? Hey, 866-TALK-GUN. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll, www.guntalk.com. Now, once again, opinion-based regular contributor for the Washington Times, here's Tom.
We're sitting here in Las Vegas at the SHOT Show, talking about guns with my friend Michelle Cerino. What's interesting is that people don't know, during the breaks, we're talking about guns. We did exactly the same thing during the break that we do on the air. I mean, it's like we never stopped.
Right.
Let's see. Line 3, Jim is in Fort Smith, Arkansas with a question. Hey, Jim.
Hello, Tom. My question for you is, I heard either you and Michelle speaking of some people in England commenting about Michelle's ownership of pistols. I was wondering if any of y'all might know the laws regarding carrying a sporting firearm like a shotgun or a rifle to England to go hunt.
Oh, to go to England to hunt?
Yes.
Sure. There are regulations. You can do that. You can go hunt birds. For instance, you go to Scotland, hunt driven birds, that kind of a thing. And I don't know the specifics here. That's probably an area where the NRA has the regs on that and can tell you what you need to know. If you're going to be hunting with a guide, and if you're going to England, you're going to be hunting with a guide. The guide is going to tell you, these are the permits you need. This is what you need. Here's the forms to fill out, that whole deal. I mean, your outfitter guide service should make it pretty easy for you, honestly.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, sir. So thank you very much.
All right. You take care. All right, here's one we got to take. Line 1, Stephen is in Stockton, California. Stephen, you're on Gun Talk, and this sounds interesting. What's on your mind?
Hey, thank you very very much. And I'm a mental health professional licensed in California. I've also worked in the schools for about 20 years as a school-based counselor. So I'm real interested in this topic, but knowing how risky this would be for the schools on a liability basis, most of these shooters are mentally ill, and we already know that the police are being sued for hundreds of millions of dollars, even though they shoot mentally ill people who come after them with guns or knives. The phenomenon of suicide by cop, of course, is complicated in that. How are the schools going to get on board with this, knowing that the liability is just going to be wide open?
Oh, in terms of I see where you're going. The schools, in terms of having the teachers armed. We were talking about that during the break, and Michelle, you said, the whole thing is about if you have somebody shooting in the school, right?
Right. So I guess if you think about it this way, what is their liability if they have been told the fastest the police can get there is let's say 5 minutes. If the police get there in 5 minutes, this many people could be killed once the shooter starts. What's their liability if they've been told that they understand it for doing nothing? Where's their liability with that? I don't know what's.
Well, I would offer this. I think, Stephen, there's no liability if you shoot someone who is shooting children. I don't know of any court anywhere or any civil action that would ever come after you and try to hold you responsible if you shoot and stop someone who is killing children in a school. I mean, yes, it would be terrible that this person is mentally ill or has a mental problem. But all of that is aside. When that person starts shooting people, you have to stop that from happening before he or she shoots another person. And generally, the way you stop that person is you shoot him.
Yeah, I think you guys have a really good point. And, this is a very, very important issue. I mean, we've had now probably close to 100 children and how many teachers killed in schools by mentally ill or whatever kids with guns and bombs. So this is a serious issue. I'm just wondering if the schools are going to get on board with this because of the fact that if they don't arm the teachers, they might not absorb the liability. But if they arm the teachers, they could have a liability for a teacher who maybe didn't shoot or maybe shot too soon because the kid pulled out a gun. Now, if you have an active shooter who's actively shooting, I think you're 100% correct. It's not going to stop the lawsuits, but of course they'll probably win. But if the teacher pulls out the gun, the kid has the gun, and he's not shooting yet, at what point in time? It's a tricky issue, and I do wish you the best trying to figure this out.
It's really not tricky at all, Stephen. Here's the point in time. The moment you have to. You do not repeat one more time. You do not wait for the other person to shoot, period. That's like saying, well, we'll give you 1 or 2 people you get to kill before we shoot you. No. And it would be up, and Michelle, jump in. It depends on the situation, and nobody can tell you what's going to happen. You may or may not want to say stop, drop the gun. Depends on what's going on, but there is no requirement for you to wait till they start shooting people before you can shoot and stop someone from doing that.
Well, and chances are, at least from what's happened, is people, when you hear reports of kids having guns in school, do they say they saw him running with a gun, or the kids seem to pull them out and start shooting?
Right.
You're not going to show it to people and then start shooting people. Yeah. So it's going to have already happened for the most part, unless it's in your classroom and the person points it at you or whatever.
And the thing is, and I guess, Stephen, I thank you for the call. It's a very interesting idea, very interesting topic. There are 1,000 ways it can go. You train to give people a decision tree, and you train them. And part of what you're doing with your mindset training, honestly, is you're getting them to, when they go home, to run scenarios in their head, right? If this happens, I can do this. If this happened, I should do this. And once you've run 1,000 scenarios, you will react accordingly. You basically trained yourself.
And that's why it's great to keep doing research after you get the training. Read books, find things.
You have to become a student of this. This becomes, I tell people, it's kind of almost like having a part-time job, that this is important to you and you're always working on it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
Well, and just as any, there's so many places, whether it's teachers, whether it's police officers, there's continual training you have to get.
Right.
And it's no different.
And I would offer that's not just for people who are carrying in schools. It's for anybody who has a gun for self-protection.
Yeah.
If you carry concealed carry, you need to be continually getting training. You have to continually work on it. It just makes sense. Hold on a second here, Michelle. We're going to take a quick break. Our number here, 866-TALK-GUN. Give us a shout.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
When it's all on the line, you can count on Trijicon Optics. Earning its reputation in combat and on hunts in all corners of the world, Trijicon comes through. The new AccuPower rifle scopes feature battery-powered illuminated reticles, variable power, adjustable brightness, plus they're waterproof. The years of waiting, the dollars spent, your hunt of a lifetime comes down to a single moment. Get Trijicon quality. Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
We're back with you. We're going to go straight out to the SIG range. We're doing a demo out there. We have Ryan Gresham, and he's got a guest out there. Ryan, we got about 5 minutes for you. Who you got out there?
Hey, guys, out here at the 6 Hour Range event today, and, there's a lot of guns going off, and guess what you need? You need hearing protection. So I've got Ben Smith with GSM Outdoors here. You probably may not know GSM, but you may know Walkers. Ben, tell us about Walkers. Yeah, so Walkers is a 28-year-old brand, been around for quite some time. They've always been known for the hearing protection amplification side of the hunting-specific market. Bob Walker first created the game ear and kind of gave Walker's game ear, the kickstart that it needed 28 years ago. Well, just recently, as of a year ago, Walkers has expanded into the shooting-specific market, going after that shooting-specific demographic and coming out with hearing protection and getting a little bit away from that hunting-specific market. We dropped the game ear, and it's now just Walkers moving forward. So there's a lot of new products you guys are doing. I mean, the Razor, which are those slim-line muffs, but there's something else that you're showing us, and this is really different. Yeah, so the Razor XVs is what you're referring to. Essentially what it is a neck-worn device. It's very small, it's very lightweight, and it features retractable earbuds. So you pull the earbuds out, you pop them in your ear. Not only does it amplify your hearing up to 5 times your natural hearing ability, it also has a sound-activated compression circuit, so it's going to compress any sound waves that are considered harmful over approximately 85 decibels. So the benefit of that is very high noise reduction rating, higher than you're going to get in an electronic muff. So where most electronic muffs are 22 to 23 decibels of noise reduction rating, these Razor XBs, you're actually going to get up to 31 decibels of noise reduction rating. And you said it's got Bluetooth as well, so you can take calls and all that stuff. Yep, you can pair it to your phone. You can take calls. You can stream music, podcasts, whatever it may be.
You can listen to Gun Talk Radio while you're at the range.
Exactly. Okay, so and one of the cool things is all those features, and it's a really affordable price point. Yeah, suggested retail is $159. So when it comes to one of your 5 major senses, you can't afford to not take that very seriously. You know, guns and the longevity, it just does irreversible damage to your ears, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. So there you go. Walkers, look for walkers, hearing protection in the stores. Some pretty cool stuff. I know we use it. We never, ever shoot guns, whether it's hunting or at the range, without eye and ear protection.
Absolutely. Hey, Ryan, ask Ben, I know there's some people listening who are going to be at the SHOT Show. What's their booth number so people can run by there?
Yeah, booth number is 1019. Come on by, check us out, stop in, and we'll be there.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Great report. Hearing protection, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And of course, we always do the same old joke. What?
Yeah.
It's the typical shooters, right? Well, I can't hear. But no, it's so vitally important, and people have really figured out. It's part of why the Hearing Protection Act is so important,
Yes.
getting suppressors. People say, well, why don't you just wear hearing protection? Yes, you know what? You can do both because silencers do not make guns silent. They just make them less loud, but they're still loud enough. In many cases, they're not hearing safe, even with the suppressor on. Rifles are not. Generally.
Well, and another thing, with the suppressors is, like my son, when he was younger, he just didn't like the sound. But we had him on the range, learning to shoot and everything. And boy, if you can put a suppressor on that and you want to teach your child, it makes such a huge difference.
You put a suppressor on a 22 and let a kid shoot that, they're in forever.
Yes.
Just get rid of all of that. Because a lot of what people think of is recoil is actually noise and concussion. So this is great. I mean, the idea that you could get more than 30 decibels of attenuation is a big deal. And it sounds like it's comfortable, and you can also listen to Pandora while you're doing that.
There you go. And did he say it was rechargeable? I don't remember if he said. I need to just go. I'm just going to go to the booth. I wrote it down. I'm going to go there.
Yeah, okay.
That's all there is to it.
All right, you're going to go by there, and well, you're going to end up with one of these, aren't you?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, you are. It's good. It's just money. Don't worry about it.
What is money?
It's just money. Don't worry about it, So it's, in fact, we were duck hunting the other day, Ryan and I, and you're in a blind, you got 4 people shooting, and you need hearing protection in a duck blind.
Yeah.
You got guns going off all around you. It's like, duh. It's no different from being on the line at a range.
Right.
Except you're shooting shotguns.
Unless no ducks come in.
That's why we have decoys. You could shoot those too. You know that, don't you?
No, I've never been duck hunting yet. So
you've never been duck hunting?
No.
Oh my gosh, we got to fix that.
I know, right?
Do you like to get up early and be cold and wet and miserable?
Kind of like deer hunting.
It is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Road trip. Now, you are a deer hunter, aren't you?
Yes, I got one this year.
Yeah?
Yeah, first day out.
What'd you get?
A doe, who was, which was my plan to get a doe. I thought Chris had sent me a text. We went home I saw a bunch of them, first of all. I kept watching them. And I watched them through my scope.
Okay.
But I just wasn't ready. So we go to lunch, we come back, and I said, well, I'm still seeing, some here and there. And he says, well, just keep your eyes open and find one. Maybe a buck should come through. We have the rest of the week. And I thought, I don't have the rest of the week. I am not sitting out here. So finally I saw this one and he said, save the meat, shoot her right in the head. And I did.
Yeah.
And he got over there and he said, that is the biggest doe I've ever seen in my entire life.
Holy cow.
Why? I said, I don't know. I can't tell how big it is. Yeah, 70 yards. Got it. Right in the head. Boom, straight
down. What kind
down.
of gun?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
AR? Bolt action?
Bolt action.
Bolt action.
Yes.
Okay. Bolt action deer rifle.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Good deal. And tasty venison, too.
Oh, my God. It was so good.
I know.
Yes.
It's fabulous, isn't it? I love venison.
Yeah,
really
we had sausage and stuff made.
Yeah.
This is the first year we had
do
stuff.
chili with it, too. Chili
I
and
usually can
spaghetti.
it. I usually can it. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Hey, if you got a good venison recipe, you can call us with that, too. 866-TALK-GUN. Why not? We'll talk guns. We'll talk game cooking. We'll talk just about anything that has to do with guns and shooting and hunting and having fun. We're at the SHOT Show, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's Michelle Cerino. I'm Tom Gresham, and you can join us. 866-TALK-GUN. It's easy. Let's talk with Duffy actually in Texas on line 4. Hey, Duffy, you're on Gun Talk.
Yes, sir. How are you? I just, very quickly, I was referring to your Springfield Armory gift recipient who's shooting an AR-15. First of all, he should thank his wife. That's good equipment.
No kidding.
Second of all, if he's just blinking, I would say go with what in the Marine Corps we call the M193. Now it's marketed commercially as the XM193. 55 grain boat tail. You can get it for cheap.
Yep.
Pretty good stuff. Federal's a big producer of it. That's the way to go. Buy that in bulk. If he wants to go long range, he's going to have to step up to, something 65 grains or heavier.
Right.
69 or 77 grain, and of course, price goes up when you start getting into that kind of equipment. But if he's just playing,
just to get the cheap stuff. And I would offer this, Duffy, that 300-yard range he was talking about, that's kind of at the crossover point between close and far. I mean, it's not really long range, and a lot of times your 55 grain would work okay at 300 yards. It's just a lot of it, and I mean, you know the deal, a lot of it's just going to be what load works best in your rifle. And it's funny, Michelle, and thank you for the call, Duffy, when people say I'm shooting long range, you're going, What's that mean?
Yeah.
Well, I shot it here 200 yards. Okay. What's the longest shot I've ever made? Okay, that's long range to you, right?
It's all relative.
It is, and then somebody else is going, anything that's inside of 600 yards is not long range. And so we were just out at the CMP range in Talladega. Fabulous range. Oh,
is it?
Fabulous. Oh, my gosh. And in fact, we did some videos there. I guess we can talk about it now because they just released it. Because we've been keeping the secret. Nosler has a new cartridge, the 22 Nosler, and it is for ARs. And we'll be talking about that a little bit later, in the week. But we'll release those videos in the next day or so. We've been holding on to them. But in your AR, you can get a 22 that's going 3,350 feet per second. I mean, it's smoking. Wow. And we were shooting 55 and 77 grain. But yeah, if you want to go out long, and we were shooting 600 yards and getting these teeny tiny little groups. And I have it on camera, a shot of mine at 600 yards. It goes absolutely square, perfectly dead center in the center circle.
And it's not a fake thing where you have the camera set up down there.
Nope. Because they have electronic targets. So you've got a monitor by you. Yeah. You shoot, and then you can just see the bullet hit. I mean, it's just amazing.
Awesome.
I love that target system.
Yeah.
It's just fabulous.
I know they do at University of Akron. They have a target system that
electronic targets like that. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, and then what happens is other people can see where you're hitting. You don't have to have a spotting scope. And with the electronic targets, nobody goes down range and changes paper targets.
Right.
So for a shooting range, you can actually move more people through.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody's having to go down range.
The only time is you don't like it is when you're bad. When you shoot
and other people can see?
You can see it, yeah. Then it's scary.
Then what you want to do then is have recorded a loop of the good
there
shots.
You go.
And then you just roll the loop. No matter, and it's showing hits when you haven't even fired.
Yeah. Just go bang. Don't even put ammo in it. That's a good plan.
I like this. This is working. But actually, on our the Gun Talk Facebook page, you can actually see a little teaser video that we did with Nosler. You can go there right now, Gun Talk. Look for Gun Talk Media on Facebook. You can see the video we did. And actually, you can see some of my 600-yard shots. Just dialed it in. There it is. It's one of those that, it really did happen that way. We didn't fake it up or anything. This is the real deal. But this is some faster ammo, new cartridge. You just replace the upper on your AR, but you do have to use 6-8 mags because the cartridge is a little bit fatter.
So you need to be careful of that.
Yeah, you have to be careful of that. Well, I think they've got it set up so that neither one will work.
Got it,
so
okay.
You can't put a 223 and a 20 Nosler or a 22 Nosler and a 223. Okay. They were clever about the way they designed it.
That's good, yeah,
so
yeah.
There you go. All right, if you'd like to join us in this next hour, just give us a call right now, 866-TALK-GUN. We're live in Las Vegas at the SHOT Show. Be right back with more Gun Talk.